It's Voon. This here is one of my zucchini beds. I have removed one plant out of it so far. This box is big enough for one. It had 4 zucchini plants in it. Huge mistake. Something that I will never forget. I was talking to some people and they told me I needed to move them, get them out. So that's what I've done. And I don't know if they are going to come back. The plants are in shock right now. I had to move spaghetti squash and zucchini plants and crookneck zucchini plants. Let me show you. Here is a spaghetti squash. See these roots? This split. Almost all of my plants that I moved have split. Spaghetti squash, that one's a spaghetti squash, that's a zucchini. Now over here, looks like a big hot mess. That's my mulch pile, and those were the weakest of the zucchinis. I think they're in shock right now. I don't know if they're going to come back, but I put them in, put some more soil over them and watered them. Even though I don't think they're going to make it, I'm trying really hard. Spaghetti squash were in. There was 4 plants right here, and there's 2 and 2. I didn't realize there was 2 when they went into the bed. Lesson learned. This is something I will never forget. Even this is too much for this bed, but I'm hoping that they'll, you know, they're already trellising up or growing up, so I'm hoping I can save these. There is another spaghetti squash. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna make it, but we're not going down without a fight. This is a Zuke bed that I pulled. I think there was 5 in there. Big mistake. Something I had no idea. Thinning out means to take plants away. There is 1 seed in there. We still have a good growing season left, so hopefully we'll have success with 1 plant in there. Here, these 2 I left. I'm hoping that they do well. And next to it is the other bed. There was 4 or 5 in there. I mean, this breaks my heart that I didn't know this beforehand. But these are things that are important, so if anyone out watching is new, learn from my mistakes so that you don't hurt your plants. There's 1 seed that I planted today, 4th of July. I don't know when this video will post, but today's the 4th of July when I've done this. This box is my crookneck squash, which is really small. It had 4 plants in there, and it produced quite a few already, but now it's really stressed. Look at these roots. I don't know if this guy is going to make it. It's got a really dark yellow. And then this one here, I don't know if he's going to make it. There's 1 in each bed. But seriously, I just could not stop thinking about how much my plants were hurting. So I'm trying to save them. There's probably 3 left in this bed. I don't know what this is. That yellow and brown on there. But these are also stressed. I have gotten a few Zukes out of this, and I know I need to do something and get them out of that bed too, but I got to figure out where to put them. Now that's a beautiful bed. These spaghetti squash are growing. They have plenty of room. They're spreading. If you've watched my videos, you might remember I had a box with zucchini plants that were doing very good. However, once they start growing, they need space to grow. So I have moved them out and I have put them right into the earth, and I'm hoping they come back. These are probably in shock, but they don't look as bad as some of the other ones. This bed right here. These 2 right in the front are my crookneck yellow squash. Those don't look as bad as the other ones. They definitely look like they're in shock. But I am not giving up. I really want them to survive. I didn't want to just throw them all in the mulch pile. But from this day on, I don't know if you can see that, the root is split. I will never forget this lesson that I have learned. So those of you that haven't planted squash before, zucchinis, make sure you give them space to grow. So I'm going to call this sick call. Sick call so they can get better, not rest in peace. We still have a good growing season left, so right here I've planted a couple more zucchini plants. We'll see how they do. Zucchini bed. Now when I noticed that my zucchinis were starting to fail or not produce, I had to do something. So I made another bed right into the earth, and I have 3 that have germinated, 3 that have not yet. There's still time, plenty of time. I just wanted to, see the difference. I wanted to find out the difference in the production of straight in the ground, room to grow, than in those boxes. I really wanted to see, or I want to see what is going on, and it really bothered me. So I am doing the best I can to fix them, but knowing that those, in case they do die, I want to have zucchinis. I've probably gotten 5 of all those plants, and when you've got that many plants, you should have an overabundance. I have what, let me see, 5, 10, 15, I have like 20 zucchini plants. They should be producing left and right. So these on the ground, I'm going to see what kind of production that I get with those. This season has really taught me so much, especially being my first year. And as I said earlier, if there's anyone out there that's new to gardening, if you can learn from my mistakes so that you don't make the same ones, then that's a wonderful thing to help somebody. But stay tuned. We're going to see if these plants make it. So it's July 4th, so we'll see what happens in the future. Take care. Voon, giving a little update on my zucchini and squash plants. These first 2 here are the crookneck squash. They look like they are recovering all right from shock. Right here is a Zuke one. I did a little bit of pruning, but I'm telling you, these guys look like they're really trying to hang on. I've got an ugly leaf right there that I need to take off, but I'll get there. But yeah, they are holding on, and they're looking a whole lot better than they did. Let's check out some more. Here, doing really good. These are a little bit wilty, but that's just because I need to water them. It's starting to get hot. I'm finding myself having to water a couple times a day with the heat, but they're holding on. I've got a lot of pruning to do on this one, but look at the greens, so they're recovering pretty well. This one seems to be doing all right too. We'll see. It's got one growing on there, still hanging in there. The other one I removed and put the marigold in there. The worst of them, which I do not expect them to make it, but there's still a lot of green in here, and I figured they'd get a lot more nutrients from the mulch pile. The flowers bloom. They have been blooming. They're fighting. This one right here, that one is a goner. That one's not doing anything. That one there is fighting, but there's still plenty of greens on there. July 4th, I planted this little guy, and he's already come up, and only planted one in this one bed. I planted this little guy, one bed, one seed, and he germinated. Woohoo! Here are the other 3. I planted 3 more seeds. We'll see if they come up in a few days. I just couldn't wrap my head around finding out if they'll produce more if I plant them the right way. No, I'm not exactly happy, that I traumatized these poor zucchini plants, but truthfully I don't think they were going to amount to much, being 5 plants cooped up to that one little box. But for sure, if anyone out there is watching this that has never planted zucchini plants before, please learn from my mistakes and don't do what I do or did. So I've got new ones planted. They've got plenty of room to grow. I'm excited to see, you know, what the turnout will be on those. But I'm not giving up on my other ones. You can see back there. I'm not one to give up. I can't give up. So we'll see what happens. But learn from me, learn from my mistakes, and this is something I will never forget and never do again. So the Zukes are recovering from shock, and now I need to water because it's starting to get really hot. We had some heavy rains this morning. It was nice and cool, but now it's hot and I need to water. So till next time, bye.